Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamila Daura. Thank you for clicking to watch this video. If you are new, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, hi. So today's video is going to be very different from what you all are used to seeing. I am going to be talking about lessons that I have learned from a movie that I just recently watched. This is because everything that they portrayed in that movie is basically how we live our lives every day, or some people live their lives every day. It is the movie ANIKULAPO. It is a movie that was created by Kunle Afolayan. He was the person in charge of it. It currently is running on Netflix, and it is, I think, at the point of making this video, is running on number 7 in the whole world, which means that okay, there is something about this movie, and really there is, taking us on a journey all the way into the 16th and 17th century. I think again that was the idea behind the movie, showing us, a whole lot of things about life and death and living and relationships with people. If you want a full gist on the movie, head over to my other channel, Ado Lifestyle. I did talk about it. In case you've not watched it and you feel like you won't be able to watch it, then you will get the full gist on the storyline. However, to briefly just share the storyline with you guys here, is talking about a king that had 4 wives, and the youngest being his go-to wife, and that had made her the envy of everyone. The other wives were envious of her. Some treated her badly because she was also barren. Then there was also the stranger that came into town that they fell in love, and there was betrayal in the midst of it all, both from the youngest wife to the king, and from this man to his helper, the first person that he came in contact with in the village that helped him, and also this young bride of the king, the youngest bride of the king, that took interest in him. She loved him. They eloped. She helped him regain consciousness, or reincarnated, because according to the story, that in the 16th 17th century in the Yoruba land, people were not buried like 6 feet. They leave their body in the forest to decay, and some of them reincarnate based on how they have lived their lives, and some are not able to reincarnate. So this guy in question did not have the luxury of reincarnating because of he had offended the gods by taking the wife of the king. So the person in the whatever in charge of the life giving and life taking in that time did not deem it fit that he should leave. So they wanted to take his life, and this young bride that he eloped with ran away, saved him, but again he betrayed her at some point in the movie. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you the lessons that I have learned. I think I have noted down 6 or 7 lessons to be learned in this movie. The first takeaway that was strongly highlighted was the dynamics of polygamy, the jealousy, the envy, and the betrayal. So a lot of times people always wonder, why do they not like sharing their husbands with other women? This is the reason why. The things that they highlighted, I know that I'm not saying that every polygamous home has this, but every polygamous home, there is definitely an iota of jealousy. And that is a very natural process that even Allah or God had made possible. Like he understands it is not easy for you to share, but it is the forbearance and the process that you take on when you're having all these kind of feelings, that is most important in his sight. So the envy, the youngest wife became the envy of every other wife in the home, which there were 3 of them. So that is to tell you that in the past, in the 16th 17th century, traditionally polygamy was a thing. Before the coming of Christianity or Islam, polygamy was still a thing. With the coming of Christianity in the south or other parts of Nigeria, it kind of told them that you are not allowed to marry more than one woman. But traditionally in Nigeria, if you are someone that, whether you're a Christian but you're more of a traditional person, but you don't serve any other deity but God, but you're a very traditional person, if you decide to marry 4 women today, even if you answer the name as a Christian, you have really not offended anybody. The second lesson that I took away is to be careful who you bring or welcome into your lives and your home. So how this person, the reason why I chose this lesson is because a stranger came into the land and he found a helper. When he found this helper, she provided for him, even though she took something back in return. It was mutually beneficial. He scratched her back, she scratched his back, and they both were doing whatever it is that they were doing. However, the first person that betrayed the other person was the stranger that came into the land. He betrayed this lady because she made a way for him to better his life by giving him the opportunity to work for the king's wives. But he went on there and to start a relationship with the one of the king's wives, with the youngest. So the danger in this is that you don't, just because someone offers these services, someone does this, someone does that, be very careful as to how you quickly open your home to people, because some people will definitely come back to hurt you, to harm you, or to even do something, to bring you down in the society. Like all these celebrities that have all these people around them, all the gossip that leaks, it is from their inner cycle. So that is one of the lessons that I took away. Be careful who you welcome into your home, who you help. I'm not saying that do not help people. I'm just saying that be very, very careful when you do so. The third lesson that I learned is that we should be very, very careful at the kind of decisions that we make in this life, and with who we make decisions, with whom we are going to make decisions and carry on in the journeys of our lives. Some people are out there to get you and put your back on the ground. Some people are there to uplift you, and you want to go for the people that will uplift you. So there was the situation of the youngest wife quickly falling in love with this stranger that came into the land. You don't know him, you don't know his story. Just because he shared something with you that immediately you felt like, oh, you guys have something in common, and you quickly let yourself loose with him. At the end of the day, she had stability, she had a home, she had the king, and this was a lifetime security for her, because the king was really, really into her. The king really, really loved her and everything, and she got carried away by the worldly distraction, because that is what this boy or this man came to be for her. And he had made her do something that had cost her everything that she had. She lost her privileges, she lost the man that respected her, that regard whether or not she married him willingly, he still kind of respected her and considered her his queen and gave her everything that she wanted. She knew that she could never bear a child, but she was still risking everything that she had to elope with this new person that she had just met. And the reason why this is a lesson is people losing their lives, children losing parents because of just quick seconds of fun that you get, and you feel like, or this quick distractions of this life that we get, and we feel like, okay, this is just the way to go, and you just go and you fall into a lifetime of unhappiness. At the end of the day, she lost everything that she had, everything that made sense in her life, and she became a fugitive that was running. You don't want to leave stability, leave security, even in job security. A lot of times there are promises that are made to you, then before you know it, you're leaving a job that was putting food on the table for you. The next lesson that I wrote down, funny how I wrote this down in Hausa, and because I just don't know how to put it again, I said, Namiji bad ongoyo bani. A word is enough for the wise. This is my advice to women. The woman that feels like she needs to make all these sacrifices for someone. There was this moment in the movie where this woman had that access, one singular thing that could have made her very, very powerful, but she took this power that she got, and she gave it to the man that she eloped with. And he in return became very powerful with this newfound power that the wife gave to him. And what did he do? He still betrayed her. He married two women after her, because he became very famous, he became very powerful, and she did not have anything to herself. She did not have any name to herself, because in her head she already planned it. I will run away with this man, I will have the life of love, life of whatever. But she forgot about the security. She forgot about securing her bag while she was securing this man's bag. So I know a lot of people are going to say that, oh, she is sacrificed, God is going to reward her. Suffering is not part of God's plan in the way that we see it, or we try to make excuse for. There are tests that Allah put us through, that God puts us through, and these are his own tests. But I don't think that Allah wants us to see a burning fire and walk into it. Like, that this is fire, it is burning, and you want to walk into it. I don't think Allah wants us to take our own lives, in all consciousness. I don't think Allah wants us to. Allah have said he does not even want us to bring harm to ourselves. So that sacrifice that she made, I would have loved the plot of the story to say that, okay, a woman can be powerful as well, and there is the support and the backing of the man. But they did not do it that way. What they did was that she carried this opportunity that she had, she gave it to the man, and the man still betrayed her. That is why I felt like, don't go your way. Like, do your own thing, secure your own bag, build yourself up. I think I have mentioned this on this channel for so many times now. Always think about you first. Try to build yourself up. It is important that you do so, no matter what it is anybody is going to tell you. Support your significant other, support your spouse, but make sure that in that process you are doing something for yourself. Then the biggest takeaway for me is contentment. Neither of them in the whole movie was content. Starting from the king that had 4 wives. Like, you have 3 women that have bore you children. Now you went to marry another one against her will, but she could not bear you children. So if he was content with what he had, perhaps he would have not had to go to he could have not desired the 4th wife. Another scene of lack of contentment is the woman that helped this stranger when he came in to the town for the first time. She was a very powerful merchant. The way her character was portrayed, she had everything, but she still wanted more. Like, the way it was portrayed was that she always had all these men around her and all that. Why do you want more? And to this man, the stranger that came into town, now let's go back to the 4th wife, the youngest Olori. And she had security. She was in a marriage. She was never going to have a child. But we don't even know what God can do for you. God is a miraculous God. Like, I'm saying it in this time, whether they believe in gods of then, but I believe in God of now, that I know that it is his promise, and it is for you to ask and he will give to you. So she could have comfortably remained in her home, enjoyed the privileges that she had, the security that she had, with the king that loves and respects her. But that was not enough for her. She was infatuated by this man that she just met. And, this man too also had this woman that was giving him everything, that was making him important in the society, opening opportunities for him because of the people that she knew. And he still went on, even if it was the queen that made the first advance, he could have said no. People say, what if he had said no and this thing, like some people are saying obedience is better than sacrifice, but sometimes there are sacrifices that are just really worth it. Like, be an honorable person, be someone that is honorable in your decisions. And the lack of contentment went on through a lot of stages and scenes in the movie, that it just brings to consciousness that if all that we have today is all that we are ever going to have, is it not enough for us to be content? That is the biggest thing. Like, I just immediately looked at my life, looked at my children, looked at the man that I'm married to, and I asked myself, how can this not be enough? So that is what I want to leave us with today, that whatever you have, no matter how little it is, always magnify it with God's grace. God chose you to give you what you have today, and probably there is somebody out there that is in the provision of that which you have. Let us learn to be content with what we have. If you are seeing my face for the first time, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. See you in my next video. Bye and stay blessed. 2 a.m. got me feeling myself all alone, but I'm loving myself.